Hello everyone, Immanence here. In this video I will try to explain some features of the endgame gearing on Tree of Savior, which is the Ichor system and the set effect system. Since I'm from Brazil, I am not a natural English speaker, so if I say something confusing, you can just ask here in the video and I will try to answer you as fast as possible. First thing is that currently in the game there are 3 legendary sets used by most players. The first one is the Velkofer set, which is the 360 set, and it's kinda outdated, so it doesn't worth making it because it's hard to make. You need some wicks, silver and a party. So if you are beginning to play this game and if you're returning and you don't have a Velkofer set, you don't have to bother with it, just jump to the next set, which is the Savinose set. The Savinose set is a 400 level equipment along with Varna set, which I'll explain later. The Savinose set is a very accessible set because to craft it, you just need to farm planiums. Planium is this little material here. Its drop rate is very low, but it can drop from any monster in any map above 390 level. Savinose is the most recommended set for beginners now because in order to craft it, you just need planiums. You just collect the planiums and bring them here to this NPC called Teliavelis, is the blacksmith from Fedimian. There is no recipe or silver needed, you just have to talk to him and there is this option to craft legend equipment. You select Savinose and you place the planiums here to craft your items. You need 3 planiums to craft each armor piece like gloves and boots. And for crafting weapons, sub-weapons and shields you need 8 planiums. The last one is the Varna set, which is a 400 level legend equipment just like Savinose, meaning that their base attack and defense values are the same as Savinose. And this is a much more complicated set because to craft it you need both planium and this is Eclipse's feather, which is a material that you can drop during the legend raid Tomb of the White Crow. The tricky part is that for each one of this series of legend equipments, Velkofer, Savinose and Varna, you have different options of set effects. By equipping different items with the same set effect, you will gain a bonus according to the number of set items you have equipped. For instance, here in the tooltip, as you can see, I have a bonus by using 3 set parts, 4 set parts, and with 5 parts of the same set, I will unlock this skill, which in my case is this Smuggy's counterattack. You can find this skill here in the common tab, and each set has a different skill. Well, how do you put a set effect in an item? For doing that, you have to come here in Miner's Village and talk to this NPC called Alchemist Master, and there is this option here called Apply Set Stats. You place here the item you want to enchant, and this little slot here you put this item called Pamoka Solution. You can buy this item here as an empty bottle by 1 million. And in order to fill it, you have to kill monsters. You can see this little EXP bar here. So you kill monsters and then it will be filled. And become this other item here, which is a full bottle of Pamoka Solution that you use to enchant set effects in your legend equipment. As I said before, for each legendary series there are a few options of set effects. For instance, here in my Varna, I have 3 options, which are Smuggies, which I already have, Goduma and Gimas. In a Savinose item like my pistol here, the options are different, as you can see. Dikuma, Korup, Apsalga and Bendrinti. There are other 2 different sets that works both on Savinose and Varna sets, which are the ones from Misrus that uses Misru Chain instead of Pamoka Solutions, and the ones from Moriponia, which uses Moriponia Crown instead of Pamoka Solutions. But you still need Pamoka Solutions and planiums to craft those materials. And now for the most complicated part, which is the Ichor system, you have to come here again in this NPC called Teliavelis. Please keep in mind that recently there was an official announcement saying that this Ichor system will become much easier, so all of this is subject to change, but for the better. But what is an Ichor exactly? You can come here in the market and click this special gear materials button. It will show ancient shields and below that every single type of Ichor that exists in the game, so you can search for anything you want. There are 2 types of Ichors in the game, random stats Ichors and fixed stats Ichors. The first type, the random stats Ichor, is just like this one with these little dots here. And these are Ichors made by using random stats equipment, which are Ertas and Primus items. And this other type of Ichor, the fixed stat ones, are made by using unique raid equipments like Messinius, Westrel, Azio, Ignis, and so on. And they are called that way because their statuses are always fixed in the exact same number. The good part of this system is you can use both random and fixed stats Ichors in every equipment. However, the Savinose set is an exception because the random statuses in a Savinose equipment is not from an Ichor, is because a Savinose equipment is like a super Primus item, and when you craft a Savinose you just have to identify it to gain some random statuses. What you can do is just use the blacksmith NPC or magnifiers to change these statuses. And this is another reason that this is the most recommendable set for beginners. Half of the Ichors you gain from the legend equipment itself, just identifying it. And now I will show you how to equip an Ichor in the equipment, and for that I will separate my Varna sword from its Ichors. This NPC has this option too. And there is no RNG. Here is 100% chance, it's okay, it's very safe to do that. You can just click here and separate the items. And now as you can see here, my sword is without any statuses because I just removed its Ichors. You can see these two separate items, these two Ichors. One is from the Azio sword and the other one is from Aberta's Legba sword. And now I will equip back my Ichors into my sword, so you guys can see how this works. And again, there is no chance, no RNG. It's a very safe process, you just pay a little amount of silver. But well, how do I transform an item into an Ichor? There are two ways of doing that, and this both ways works exactly the same for random and fixed stat Ichors. The first and the hardest method is this called extract Ichor. You need your item that you want to transform into an Ichor, a small amount of Serra powder, and this material here called extraction kit, which you can buy from this NPC here, Teliavelis. The problem here is that our chances of success are very low. They're about 5%, and in the future it will become like 10. But keep in mind that in every attempt that you fail, your item will lose one of its potential. And just like refining process, if you try to do this with an item with zero potential and you fail, the item will disappear. And I will try this once and I will show you guys how it works just for scientific purposes. And it failed as expected. Note that I've lost the Serra powder, the Ichor extraction kit, and 1 point of potential of my item. The other method is called Ichor transmutation. This is more expensive method because it requires more items and more Serra powder, and you need a more expensive material that costs 3 million silver right here in this NPC called Ichor transmutation kit. Although this method is a very expensive one, it gives you a chance of having 100% chance of success. What you need is 3 of the exact same type of item here. It doesn't have to be the exact same item. You can use 2 Primus boots and 1 unique raid boot like Ignis, for example. The chances are related to the potential of these 3 items, so you only get 100% chance if all of these items are with full potential. One very important thing here is that the Ichor extracted will come randomly from one of these 3. So if you want an exact Ichor, use 3 of this exact item. Keep in mind that there is an important restriction about this Ichoring system, which is, in order to equip an Ichor into an item, they both have to correspond of the same type of item. For instance, if you're trying to equip an Ichor in a dagger, it has to be an Ichor that came from a dagger, from a random dagger, a Primus one, or from a fixed crafted dagger like Azio, Eclipse's knife, and so on. Although, one thing you can do is you can use an Ichor that came, for instance, from a leather pants and use it in a plate or cloth pants. And that's it for this video. I hope it helped someone. Bye bye.